Obviously, huge win on Tuesday, but pretty much all that does is raise the stakes on tomorrow night. What are you looking forward to the most with another opportunity to potentially get closer to Pittsburgh, to seal a home playoff game, all the stakes that are involved?
Well, as we went into these last 3 home games, the feel about the group and the attitude and the picture that we were looking at was we've got to win all 3 if we're really gonna trouble Pittsburgh. The first hurdle has been jumped, and of course in pretty exciting fashion. But as you said, it doesn't really alter what Saturday's about. If we're gonna challenge for the title in the East, then we've got to win Saturday. Titan Stadium has been a good place for us. I think it's an inspiring place for the group. We normally get good support there. There's a slightly different feel when you go there, of course, because of the sheer size of the stadium and what that means. So, I mean, after Tuesday's result, everyone's in great mental place, as you might imagine. I've got a pretty much full fit squad to choose from. So, I mean, listen, we're in a good place, but I don't think anyone's really got too overexcited about Tuesday's game. Now we've moved on, because, as you said, it could mean very little if we don't win on Saturday evening.
Go ahead, Dave.
Gary, Pittsburgh's got 2 tough matches against teams on the road, both of them scrapping for those last 2 playoff spots. What does it mean to you to have your last 2 here at home, one at Nissan, one at First Tennessee Park? But, you know, back midway through the summer, we looked at the rest of the schedule, said we've got a lot of home games, chance to make up those points. You've done that thus far. What does it mean for the rest of the season?
Well, you're right. You know, you've got to continue on that road. The away games always offer up something different to any travelling team. You know, we've been involved in some difficult journeys. You can get delays. The hotel's not quite what you want. The sleeping pattern of the players. Sometimes the food doesn't quite reach the expectations that you're after. There are so many different things, and that's before you run into the home crowd, the pitch, the stadium, the changing room. You know, it's very difficult to go away from home and win games. So therefore, when you do pick up points, you're very pleased. Your home form normally underpins whatever you're going to achieve. So we're delighted, of course, to be on a good run at home. We changed venue, which to begin with I always felt was going to be a bit of a problem. But I think the guys, as I've said, are inspired to go to the Titan Stadium. Everyone looks forward to going to that venue. We're going to play a very talented Carolina team. I do believe they're one of the most underestimated teams in the league. Dave's done a wonderful job with them. They're a good footballing team. They'll like the venue themselves on the surface. It will play into what they're about, but it also gives us a massive lift. And if we can get our job done, I think we're going to run into an Atlanta side at the moment who are on the best run of the season for themselves. So, you know, no one's taking any of these games for granted, and it's certainly one at a time. Big job, but one we can certainly overcome.
You kind of alluded to it. You're playing on the big pitch tomorrow. Obviously played on the big pitch in North Carolina. Does that kind of give you less of an advantage than does having teams come here and having to play on your pitch that is maybe a little bit different with the baseball infield and all those sorts of things? Something that they're a little more used to?
Yeah, of course. Listen, as I've said, we're inspired by it, so you can suspect that any team's coming in. It's a great venue. The facilities are wonderful. The surface will be great. So therefore, yeah, of course, if you're a good footballing side, then you're looking forward to getting on a field like that. I think the difference is, you know, when you're at home, you're hoping that the crowd are going to give you that lift. There should be a good crowd there tomorrow. We're on the back of a good run. The players are confident. You know, there's plenty of other things that play into our hands. And as I said at the very outset, there's a lot of difficulties when you travel. We certainly don't want them to settle into any sort of rhythm. So our game plan will be positive. And I think the guys at the moment really want to play on the front foot and can take the game to any team. They're in that mood. They're looking bright and purposeful, and I just want to take the leash off of them and let them go and play. So I truly believe that these last two games will be about attitude, mentality. We're coming towards the playoff part of the season, and as you saw on Tuesday night, it really did replicate that, and we want to make sure that Saturday's game is very, very similar.
What lessons can you take from the 1-0 really frustrating loss down in Carolina?
Well, they played very, very well first half, and we played a slightly different shape in a 3-5-2 than them, and it caused us a lot of problems. The game was won for them in the first half, as we now know. Second half we were better, but the damage was done. What I've seen and what we encountered was a confident, very technical, intelligent and appreciative side with some nice dimensions, and in that I mean they've got some pace, they're physically capable. They're certainly not that type of side that you can overrun physically. We're expecting a similar type of team who will have a good game plan. You know, they have a very experienced coach, Dave Serican, who will certainly be coming to our place with an idea of what he wants to try and achieve. And to that degree, you know, we need to go about our business very professionally, take no chances, and just make sure that the evening's soccer is as complete as we can make it.
You've got Justin Davis playing probably his best soccer of the year all year, maybe his best soccer in an SC uniform. What does it mean to you? And maybe was it intentional, give him rotation throughout the year? With the depth that you've got with this squad, should we expect to see a lot of rotation leading into the playoffs? Are you going to try to maintain the status quo?
Well, there's certain players that, as you've said there, are getting themselves into a nice groove. And this is the time of year you want it. Early part of the season, new group or a group that you're looking around and saying, well, we've got immense depth. How do these guys get their opportunity, A, to fight for a position in the team, and B, don't forget, they're all trying to earn a contract for the next level as well. So there was a thought in my mind of keeping things buoyant and allowing players and giving players the opportunity to show what they're about. I mean, we're certainly getting to that point where you're seeing, you know, a bit of continuity in the group. Goalkeeper who's played more often the back line to a large degree, that's been a little bit more consistent. The injuries in midfield have made things a tad easier and clearer to put out on the field. But I think the creative areas of the field are the ones that have seen the most rotation, other than this gentleman standing next to us who's been magnificent all year. I think the other guys have had their moments, they've looked confident at times and then maybe dipped a little bit at certain stages. I think we're now in a position where you're seeing the core of a team that are taking the field more regularly, and around that some guys that are looking confident, are looking bright, are looking inspired, and they're the ones that I've got to make some decisions on come match day most weekends.
Thanks. Justin, you've kind of strung together maybe some of your best performances of the season over the last 4 or 5 weeks. What's it mean to you to kind of be playing your best soccer as we round into the end of the season?
Yeah, I think anytime you're going into a little playoff run, it's always about playing well at the right time, and just having a little break in between the season with not being in the lineup. It's nice to be peaking at the right time and just helping out the team any way I can.
You think that's kind of like an overarching theme for the team, rotation and guys feeling fresh as we head into the end of the year? Yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't know if that was Gary's plan, looking at things, throughout the whole course of the year. But yeah, I think just the amount of talent we have in the squad has been able to rotate bodies, and that helps us out here for this push.
What's it like playing at Nissan Stadium? You've done it a few times now. I think this will be your 4th time. How different is it from First Tennessee Park?
It's another level. I think we'll probably be looking to fill that lower bowl and have as many people out there as we can. It just shows the growth and the excitement around the club, and the team typically plays at a little bit higher level, just with all that many people in the stands. So we'll be looking to do that again. I think we did really well against Indy there the first time, and we'll be trying to replicate that.
2 matches left, one against a playoff team, the other one not against a playoff team, but maybe the best team in the East form-wise right now, Atlanta United. What do you see going into those last 2 matches?
Yeah, they've knocked off some
kind of everybody.
That's kind of helped us out too. But I think just from where we're at, trying to get that number 1 seed, we need to win both games, and that's kind of how we're approaching it. So wherever the teams are at in the table, they're quality opponents, and we're going to have to be on our best.
Justin, thanks, man.
Thanks.
Obviously, when you guys played at Carolina, scoreless game, particularly frustrating for you as a forward. What can you learn from that game and take to this one?
I think the first half we didn't play as we want to. It wasn't what we were expecting to do. We conceded a goal in the first half, and the second half we played as we used to play, but it wasn't enough because they stepped back. They were defending the whole second half, so it was hard for us to score. But tomorrow the feelings are different. We are ready for this. We feel more compact as a team with the pressing, the attacking, defending, and everything, and we feel confidence.
How important is it to get that first goal so they can't sit back like they did when you played at their place?
Yeah, I mean, we will go to try to score in the first 10 minutes. That's our mentality. If we can do it like against Louisville, we can control the rest of the game. And we won't rest. If we score, we will try to score more goals.
So a team that's played you defensively before, coming to your place on a big field, what are you going to do personally, and how do you work with the guys to maybe find that space that isn't always there when a team's compact and trying to pack it in?
I think it's the whole team effort. If we move the ball quick and with good movements on the attacking players, it's easy for me and for anyone else to find the spaces in behind, or even go to the pocket to find the ball over there and start to create, play wide, make crosses, maybe some split ball.
With the Louisville game this week, goals from 2 defenders. Is that fun for you to see, for those guys to go out there and bag one?
Oh yeah, it's fun. It's fun. I mean, I feel good. I feel good for them. I'm happy for them, and that they can contribute not also defensively, also attacking and scoring goals. So it's great to see my teammates that can score goals, and always in the last minute.
Obviously, since goals help your team win, you've been keeping an eye on that a little bit, but have you kept an eye on the Golden Boot table at all still? And you can have a big couple games to maybe catch up there?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always looking the Golden Boot. I missed 3 games. It was the 3 games that it could be more tie up there, but at this point of the season that we have only 2 more games left, my main focus is to earn the first spot and try to be like to win the conference.